I don't care if you're buying or selling anytime in 2025, then you're running the risk of losing money at the table if you're not watching the video that I'm putting out right here, because this is my monthly market report, and I'm bringing to you stats and information straight from our local MLS. It's the most up-to-date information that we have, and it's straight from the local MLS. So you are up on all the newest and the best things here, so you're not losing money on the table. So make sure you're watching this video here and subscribe to the channel so you get notified for the next ones coming out. My name is Chris McMahon. If you haven't been to the channel before, I'm a local real estate agent here in the capital region, Saratoga Springs and the surrounding area. And I drop these market reports every month, along with a ton of other videos with a ton of other information all about Saratoga Springs and the surrounding area. So if you've got questions, I get people from these videos, especially these market reports, reaching out to me and asking questions all the time. My phone number is below in the information right there. Go ahead, call or text that number. Send me those questions. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you, especially if you got an area, because we can't cover the whole area on this. But if there's an area you're interested in I don't cover it on this video, then just check that right there, and I'll get that question answered for you. So let's just dive right into it here, because we're covering in this video single families in the capital region, everywhere where MLS, which is pretty much Lake George, south of Albany, over to the Vermont border, over to Amsterdam area right there. So this is the area that we're covering in Saratoga. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to bring this up. Let's go over the stats. Let's see what we got going on right here. So with no further ado, here we go. We've got ourselves right up here on the screen with the general overview of the capital region as a whole. And then I'm going to break down a couple different parts in there. So we're going to get some more stuff, but we're starting with it with the capital region just as itself. So what we're looking at right here, we're going to take out pendings and sold. Right now, I just want to have new listings and active listings. And as we see right here, active listings has dropped again. Looks like for the 5th straight month, inventory has dropped overall down to 1,530. But as we look right here, new listings actually is on the rise quite a bit. From February, it was just under 700. In March, it went up to almost 1,000. So it jumped almost 300 new listings out there that came out in the month of March compared to the month of February. So, and we're getting into April, which tends to be a busier month because the warmer weather comes out. People want to move in the warm weather. It's understandable. So it tends to be a little busier. So a month from now, when we're looking at this, we'll see where the trend goes, but I would expect that to go up from where we're at right now. But it's trending in an upward motion, as at least for the new listings, but our active inventory is actually dropping down a little bit again, but not quite as much as it has been. It looks like it might be leveling off maybe a bit, and maybe if we get some new listings coming out here in April, we'll see that trend reverse, but that's going to be in the future. You're going to have to watch next month's video to know that one, but we're going to move on. Listing prices. So here we go, listing prices right here. Average sales price dropped a little bit from February to March. As we see here in February, it was what, 367, 360, 368. We'll round that up. It came right down to 366, 366 and a half. So dropped a little bit, 1,500 or so here or there. Not a ton. But let's look over here at the median sales price. And this is actually on the rise for the second month in a row. We're now up to 310. And last month it was 306.75, so 307. So that's gone up as far as the median sales price is going up. Absorption rate. Again, it's down, and this is what? This is the 6 months in a row. It has dropped the absorption rate, which is a little bit has to do, as we're seeing right here, it's reflecting our active listings that we can see. Down to 1.76, so 1.75 months. So for those of you who aren't sure about what the absorption rate is, here's what the absorption rate is. It's very simple. If no more houses went on the market starting today, right now, this very second, nothing. Boom, done. How long would it be until we didn't have any more inventory? There are no more houses out there to sell. And this is telling us in about 7 weeks, basically, a month and 3 weeks after that, we're going to be all out of inventory. Of course, new houses are always constantly coming on the market, so we're not going to run out of inventory. Hopefully, we're not going to run out of inventory. But as we can see right here, if that were the case, we got 1.76 months in there. So the sold to list ratio increased by a pretty decent number. It dropped down to 97%. It's up to almost 98%. So it came up about 1%. So houses are getting a little bit less than what they're listing for. less than that 100%. So we're getting a little bit lower. So buyers out there, make note of that. Okay. So we're seeing those houses out there. We're seeing on average they're selling for a little bit less than what they are listing for. As we can see back here in June of last year, they were at 101%. So they were over 100%. So they were getting more than what they were asking for not even a year ago. And we've seen that trend kind of come down. So now they're getting a little bit less. So that's good for buyers out there. Sellers, not bad for sellers either, but you got to price your property accordingly, which is important to do. So you're getting lots of viewings on it. So people are coming out and they're seeing that property and you get a lot of action. That's what you want. So pricing is very important when you're doing that. So here we go. Let's come over here. Days on the market dropped down. It was on an upward trend up to almost 40 days. It slid down a little bit. So we're at 38 days. I tend to round on these. If you haven't watched these videos, it's just easier. So days on the market dipped slightly, we'll say, but still at about 40 days. And then we come down here, and this is actually one of my favorite parts to do because it really kind of gives you an idea of where the areas are. As I like to see where are the most home sales, what's the price range that's really getting things going here, where are the most sales going on. And we come down here and we look down. There's a couple things you got to know about this one because some of these increments are not the same. Like this is 100,000 increments here, and this is above that. But right now, it appears, because we got to add these two together to equal this one, this 200 to 300 range is where the majority of sales are going right here. We got about 160, 170 sales in there last month, where that 300 to 400 range is going to come in that second place there with over 131 sales for last month. So that is the capital region in general. Now let's break this down into its parts, okay? We're going to check out a couple of different areas, and we're going to start off with Saratoga Springs. Near and dear to my heart, Saratoga Springs. Here we go. Let's check this one out. So active listings went up for the month of February, but came down slightly by about 6, but it's still over 100, still over 110. We got 112 active listings in Saratoga Springs right now, which is pretty good for the price point that we got right there. And the new listings came up as well to 53. So again, following that same trend that we're seeing with the capital region as a whole, active listings came down a little bit, but we did see a little bit more as far as new listings coming out on the market. Average sales price dropped down to $744,000. That's the lowest we've seen in quite a while. That's the lowest we've seen since October, where it was $720,000. But $744,000 is the average sales price. Now the median sales price dropped as well, and that's down to $625,000. So both of those are kind of dipping. So prices are coming down a little bit. So a little bit more affordable for buyers out there. Absorption rate is at almost 3 months, 2.8 months for Saratoga, which is almost 3 months right there, which is pretty high compared to the average of the capital regions. It's over a month higher than the capital region. And the list to sold ratio, what are they getting here? So they're getting way over. There's a big spike from February to March here. They was getting 98.4, but right now we're getting 104,000, which means they're getting way over what they're asking for as far as their price. They're getting 4.1% over what they're asking for on average. And days on the market has dropped down here to 29, about a month. And before that, it was at 49 days. So a pretty steep decline in the days on the market in the Saratoga area. But wait a minute. Where's a hot spot in this one? I'm guessing it's over 500,000. Why do I know that? Well, if you've been watching my videos, you would know because it always is in Saratoga. But there was some stuff we talked about earlier just a short time ago that would hint on that too, with the average sales price being $750,000 almost. Pretty safe to say that the majority of these sales are over the 500,000, and they are consistently in Saratoga, which is our highest price point in the area. In that 300 to 400 range, you had 5. In the 400 to 500 range, there were 6 sales in that area. So let's go over here. We're going to take a look at our next destination spot. We're going to move this up to Clifton Park, and we'll check this area out. We're going to take out our pending and our sold listings, which we like to do so it doesn't just jumble up our screen right here. And we're seeing a different trend here. We're seeing active listings up. We're seeing new listings up, which is the same for new listings. Up from 19, up with 10. So a pretty good amount of new listings that came out in Clifton Park. And active listings jumped from 27 to 34. So active listings are up as well, too. So Saratoga down, Capital Region's down. Clifton Park is not. Clifton Park is up. And so are their prices because we got average sales price jump right over here to 497, medium sales price at 517. So sellers, Clifton Park right now, inventory is going up, but your prices are going up too. So if you're thinking of selling in Clifton Park, you're looking for a home evaluation, you want to know what you can get for your home, reach out and get in touch with me. Remember, my phone number is down there below. Call, text, get in touch with me. I'll come over, give you a free home evaluation, no obligation, just to give you an idea, give you some ideas of what you can do to the house to get it ready for the sell. So you can get top dollar for that, so you can take advantage of these prices that are going up, which is important. Yeah, it's your house is one of your biggest investments. You want to get that money for it. That's what I'm here to do, to help you get top dollar for that property. But we see that going up on both of those. Coming down here, absorption rate has increased a little bit over a month. List to sold ratio right now over 100%, almost 102% on that one, which looks about steady. It is steady. It hasn't changed from February. It's 100 and just under 102%. Days on the market are at 46, so about a month and a half for days on the market. Where are they selling in Clifton Park? It's another high price point area, not as high as Saratoga, but it is another high price area. So we're seeing the majority of sales, yes, over that 500 mark. 500, 400, we had 4 sales. To 300, we had 1. And that 250 to 300, we had 3 sales in that area right there. Moving right along. We've covered Saratoga. We covered Clifton Park. Let's touch on Albany. Hit the capital. What's going on in the capital? Well, we're seeing that downward trend again as far as active listings, down to 63, down another 10 from the previous month of February, where it's peaked right over here for the last 12 months in November, when we had 125 listings. So it's coming down again. But new listings, pretty good jump in new listings from 50 to 71. So 21 new listings from February into March. Again, we're coming into the April season where we got our selling season going on. We got that jump right there. We've got average sold price is up as well, 287, almost 288. But the medium sold price is down to 270 in there. Absorption rate has dropped just below a month of inventory in Albany. And the list to sold ratio is 1.5% below 100. So we're at 98.5%. And days on the market has decreased to 24 days on the market. Given our hot spot, as far as our range, let's check this out. That looks like that, well, that 200 range right here, because we're going to add these two numbers. We had 22 sales in the 200s, 300s, we had 10, 400s, we had 4, 500s, we had 5. So that 2 to 300 range is where the majority of sales are coming in Albany. Next favorite location, we'll hit up Boston Spa. Boom, here we go. Nice little area next to Saratoga Springs. More affordable than Saratoga Springs. So if you really want to be close to Saratoga Springs, but that $750 average price point is a little too high for you, Boston Spa is a good place to start to check out. It's got a nice little downtown area as well. And it's close to Saratoga, as you can head over there anytime. So active listings dropped 29 from 35. And when we had the new listings went up 1, relatively the same, but up nonetheless. The median sold price dropped to just under $500,000, and the average sold price is sitting at about $440,000. So still a little bit cheaper, about $300,000 less than Saratoga Springs on average is what we're seeing on that one. Months of inventory, they got about a month and a half of inventory coming out of there. And the list to sold ratio, they're getting over list to sold ratio. Again, sellers, even Boston Spa, they're getting 101%. So they're getting over what they're generally listing their prices, their homes for in that area. And we know the number amount of competition is decreasing, which is good if you're a seller. Less competition is always going to be good. But where's the hot spot for it? Let's check that out right here. That plus over 500 range, 20 sold in that area. And we had 5 in the 400 range right there. 1 over here in the 250 to 300 range for the month. Next spot, we're going to check out Queensbury. We got 2 more spots. We're going to check out Queensbury. We're going to check out Glens Falls. And that's going to bring us to the end of our show here. So here we go. Active listings down, following that same trend to 22, but new listings up 26 from 13, so it doubled in Queensbury. So more houses, more new houses coming here, popping out on the market. Average list price or average sales price, I should say, 358, so about 358, 359, and the median sales price is 331. Let's come down here, check their absorption rate. They've got a little over a month of inventory in Queensbury right now. And what are they getting? 94.7%. So they're getting less than what they're listing their properties for. So buyers, Queensbury is a great area to be in too. Right on the doorstep of the Adirondack Park. So if you got any ideas, if you think you want to, you're outdoor to hiking, biking, skiing, anything like that for outdoorsy, and you like that stuff, you're right on the base of the Adirondack Park, and you're a short drive to Saratoga, which a lot of people, as you can tell by the price point, is a happening place and where people want to be. So days on the market bumped up here to 51 days, so a little bit longer on days on the market. Where are we selling in this area? Coming down here again over the 500 mark, had 11 sales over 500. We had 5 in the 300, 2 in the 400, and 2 in the 200 range right there. So over 500 again for Queensbury right there. Seeing a trend with a lot of those 500 marks. But let's go in here. We're going to check the city of Glens Falls. One of my favorite places to check out right here. I think Glens Falls is a really great place. It's definitely up and coming. They're spending a lot of money in the downtown area. Not just only public money, but private money. Companies are coming in and businesses are buying buildings and they're revamping them and stuff like that. So I think Glens Falls is a great area. It's going to continue to be a great area and improving for years to come. So keep that in mind if you're looking for an area. And it's definitely more affordable than Saratoga and some of the Clifton Park and some of the other places that we've seen. But let's go here and take a look. We've got 6 active listings, which is a decrease. 9 new listings that came out in that month. As we can see, prices came down. So we got the average sales price at $267 and the medium sales price at about $250. Right over here, days on the market or their absorption rate. I'm sorry, we're on absorption rate here. We got about a half a month. So inventory stopped. Boom, 2 weeks. Everything's gone. You're missing out. We need some more properties out there. Sellers in Glens Falls, you're thinking of selling, again, reach out to me. Let's do that. Let's do a home evaluation for you because not a lot of inventory out there, which means not a lot of competition, which means good for sellers when they have competition and people looking to buy their house here. 98.6%, and that's on the way up as far as their sold to list ratio. Days on the market is running 27 days, so under a month. And coming down for our hot spot, not the 500. We got 2, looks like that 2 to 200 range. We had 4 sales in that area, 2 in the 3, 2 in the 4s. We even had 2 down here in the 180 to 200 range. So that's only a 20,000 increment, but we had 2 sales in that area right there. So much more affordable, great place, up and coming. Highly recommend that if you want to be in the area, if you like the outdoors or anything like that, because you're close to the Adirondacks, check out Glens Falls. It's going to be good spot to take a look at there. So again, let's go right in here. Let's wrap this up a little bit. So that's the areas that we covered. That's an overview of the capital region and what we got going on here as far as the numbers. If I didn't cover an area that you're interested in, because there's a lot of areas in the capital region, I don't have time to cover them all. Reach out and get a hold of me. Call, text that number below. I'll get you the information you're looking for. Maybe even do your own little video for you so you can check that out there. And subscribe to the channel because we come out with this market report every month. And we've got a bunch of other information that's coming out here for other videos covering the entire area. So I don't want you to miss out on the information that's coming out here. So again, subscribe. See you on the next video. Let me know what questions you got on there. Reach out and get a hold of me. So we'll see you in the next one.